What's going on, y'all? Born for Sports. We are 24 hours away from the NFL draft. Can't wait for that. As a season ticket holder, Giant fans, you know I got to bleed blue. Everywhere I go, workflow, all day, going to the supermarket, going to bed, don't matter. I'm a Giants all the way till I'm wearing food. And, you know, in my opinion, this is a huge draft weekend ahead for the New York Giant franchise. And I say that because I want a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, not just a quarterback, a franchise quarterback. Now, if you've been watching this channel, and anyone that knows me knows I am not a Daniel Jones believer. He's a good guy, but the results are the results, and you can't argue with the results. And he's just not a franchise quarterback in my opinion, and I share this opinion with many others. He just isn't it, and he's an injury-prone player at that, with 2 neck injuries in the past 3 years, coming off a torn ACL. It is time. It is time. See, because I am the guy who has been a long-time Giant fan. I've lived through Danny Cannell. I've lived through, Dave Brown. I've lived through Kent Graham. Okay? I had Sims. And I had Hostetler give us a miracle run to a Super Bowl. And I've also had Kerry Collins, who had a very good seasons, a couple of seasons for the Giants, even got to a Super Bowl with him. Respect to Kerry for that NFC title game in 2000. But the main thing is I've lived through 18 years of Eli Manning. And you know what? I remember at that time, people were saying, oh, don't trade all those assets for him. Don't do it. You know, he's not as good as his brother, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? They traded up and made it happen. And 2 Super Bowl MVPs later, and a soon-to-be Hall of Fame career, okay? So please, for all those fans out there, don't tell me not to say, oh, no, that's too much to give up to trade up for one of these quarterbacks. First of all, we don't know for sure who's a franchise quarterback. I get that. But you can't just say, hey, that's too much. If you have conviction on a guy, you go get your guy. You pay the price. You pay the cost to be the boss. Now, I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to trade up to get the guy they want, because I like Drake May and Jaden Daniels the most in this draft. Only because Giants are not getting Caleb Williams. He's obviously going number 1. But those are my 2 favorite prospects. And the Giants are picking in a slot where they are not guaranteed they're going to be able to get one of those guys. They have to trade up. And the teams that are ahead of them, that is a trade-up partner, might not want to do that because they might want the quarterback they want. But if there is a possibility, I don't want to hear they can't trade up to make it happen. You give them what you want, because there's no price too much to get your guy, to get your franchise quarterback, and to get this great story franchise back off the mat. It is time. We can't keep concerning ourselves with Daniel Jones. Saquon is gone. Okay, Saquon is gone. You guys got to understand, who are the Daniel Jones apologists, that it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. This team, this franchise needs to get back to winning ways consistently, being a contender. 2022 was a nice little run, but it came out of nowhere. Even the most diehard Giant fans didn't see that coming. So at the end of the day, Joe Schoen, whether it's Drake May, whether it's a miracle in Jaden Daniels, even if it's Michael Penix, get me my quarterback, okay? Honestly, I don't know about taking Penix that high, but if there's a trade back situation, you can get Penix, and he's the guy that's there, and you believe in him, you take him. You take him. Just don't give me J.J. McCarthy that high at 6. That's just too high, you know? He's got tools, but he's a very raw prospect, and he had a lot easy for him in Michigan last year. I'm not ready to spend a pick that high to get him. Maybe in a trade back in the first round or a trade down, it's negotiable, but not at 6. So us Giant fans, the way I'm looking at it is, get me a franchise quarterback, whether it be Drake May, who is more possible than Jaden Daniels, or you take one of these elite wide receiver prospects at 6. Marvin Harrison is possible. He's probably going to go before the Giants pick, but it's possible he might be there if the board falls the way it could possibly fall. Then you got Malik Neighbors, who's a beast, who actually fits Brian Daboll's system very well with his quick strike, run after catch ability. And then you got Aduzie from Washington, who's a really, really good prospect. You know, a guy who is a go see ball, get ball guy. And we all know Marvin Harrison is one of the best prospect tools that a wide receiver's had in a long time coming out of college. So I need a franchise quarterback, Joe Schoen, and if you can't, get me one of those wide receiver beast elite prospects and possibly trade back in and get a Penix. So who knows? But listen, it's going to be an interesting night. Us Giant fans, we need a franchise quarterback, and we need a hell of a draft to get back off the mat. It's time, y'all. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports.